This artist hails from Lincoln, Nebraska. I recently just checked out his Cold Summer Freestyle, and he definitely has something to say. Y'all give it up for Quiz. What's the story behind your name?
Well, honestly, my real name is Deontay Marquise. It's the second half of my middle name. But everybody kept asking me what I was gonna go by. And then one time I was like, man, you quizzing me? And somebody was like, you should stick with that. And I was like, shit, well, it's the second half of my middle name already, so might as well just stick with it, and it stuck. So.
Right on. Out of all the things you could do, why'd you choose rap?
It released my creativity. Growing up, I was so stuck on sports, I didn't know what I actually liked. The only other thing I ever did was listen to music on my way to practice. So, only thing else I knew was sports and art. So I chose rap.
You remember the first rap you ever wrote?
First rap I ever wrote. Yeah, it's trash. I can't. Yeah, I remember it though. I was It's actually my first song too. It's trash. It's called N-Words Thuggin'. It's on SoundCloud. They can check it out if they want it still up there.
Okay. Why should people listen to your music?
It's refreshing. I don't make the kind of music that most people are like used to. You're not gonna hear much trapping and all types of stuff like that in my music. It's a breath of fresh air for most people who either don't listen to hip hop or the ones that do listen to hip hop and miss that old '90s feel.
Okay. Does Lincoln, Nebraska have a sound?
Yeah, mine. I sound like what Lincoln should sound like.
Okay.
There's some different styles and flavors out there, but nah, not necessarily for real. It ain't no specific sound like where people sound the same or nothing like that. But if I did have to say my city should sound like anything, it'd have to be mine.
Do you feel artists should stop rapping at a certain age?
No. Some of the best rappers didn't get on until it was probably time to hang it up. So think about it. Jay-Z is still relevant. That man's like 50 years old.
Okay. Do you charge for verses? Why or why not?
I do charge for verses right now, and I charge because it costs me not only like my time, but it costs me to do everything else. So when I get a verse, I gotta pay for studio time. My producers don't work for free, like, you know, that money, you know, things gotta be made back. So not only will streaming pay me, but, you know, me giving forth my effort towards anything. I feel like if I spend my time and effort on it, I should be paid for it. Like, it's not a job or occupation. I do passionately care about my art, but with that being said, if I'm spending time doing other things, like, it gotta be lucrative, so.
Absolutely.
And it's worth it.
When somebody purchases a quiz verse, what are they gonna get?
They're gonna get, it's almost like an intellectual conversation. You're gonna hear it, and the next time you listen to it, you're gonna learn something else from it, and you're gonna realize I said this, it meant 3 different things. Like, you could listen to it like 4 or 5 different times before you hear how full it was. They get that. They get versatility. I can get on anything. You can throw me a Avril Lavigne beat, and I'll make it sound hip hop.
Right on. I'm going to name some artists, and you tell me who you think is better out the two. Kendrick or J. Cole?
Cole.
Pac or Jay-Z?
Hove.
T.I. or Andre 3000?
3 Stacks all day.
Scarface or Biggie?
Scarface.
Cardi B or Nicki?
That's bogus. That's tough right there. I have to say Nicki because of longevity. She showed how long she could do it, and like, she's been at the top since she came in the game. Like, when female rappers come into the game, that's who they aim at. So I got to give her that respect off tops.
Right on. Which part of the song is most important to you? Verse, hook, or beat?
Hook.
Why is that?
Because right now, honestly, if there's no melody in it, they're gonna skip you. At this point in hip hop, I'm more of a verse person. Like, my verse is gonna be the hardest part of my song, but I'm getting into the melodic part of it. So I feel like what's more attractive to the ear, people want to hear something that they can like in reference to something. So like, if your hook got a certain note that they can relay, or a message that, you know, something that they can remember. And I feel like the most notable parts of a song come in the hook. So I have to say hood.
How do you feel about the DJs in the city?
Lincoln or Omaha?
Both.
Both. I like our DJs. We got some really dope and talented DJs. And one thing I can say about the DJ community as a whole, besides how hard they work, how good they are, is I feel like back in the day when jockeys would pick up artists, it wouldn't be artists that they can't connect with. So like Ill Will and Big Hurt and like classic DJs and stuff like that, when they first came out, they would get with somebody from their hood, their borough, and they would connect with him and push him to the world. Where now, DJs just do what's popping, they do what's relevant instead of becoming who's popping and what's relevant. So they trend follow instead of set trends.
Right.
So I feel like we could do better with that.
Okay. I know you hoop. What NBA player would you say best represents your flow?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Smooth but aggressive. Effective every time.
What do you think the city is lacking musically?
A heavier R&B community. Everybody's trying to trap rap and be the thug right now. I feel like it's okay to be beautiful. People are scared to show that they can sing, and when they do, it's on a thugged out ass track, you know, like instead of just coming and singing about beauty, love, you know, stuff like that. People would much rather shoot up the club and lean up the side of the Cadillac with the Glock out.
What do you want to get out the game?
Man, that's tough right there. Years. I want to be able to do it for a long period of time. A lot of people phase out. So, you know, once I put my footprint on it, I just want to make sure I can do it at a high level for a long time and compete.
Right on. What are 3 things you need when you're in the studio recording?
Dim lights, Bel Air, and a dope ass producer.
Right on. What do you feel your strong point is musically?
Lyricism and my vocabulary.
What do you feel your weakness is if you have one?
Melodies. Not necessarily a weakness, I'm new to doing it, so if you listen to my earlier projects, my earlier songs, it's not much of, like, it's not nothing attractive, like what catches the eye now, but if you listen to what's going on now, I got a project dropping called Ascension next month, and it's crazy. Melodies, harmonizing, actually good singing, and there's like R&B feel, and I put some good lyrics on it, so I feel like I was lacking that, but where I lack, I try to make sure that I fulfill that void as well, so.
Okay. What are your social media handles?
On Twitter, you can follow me at What'sGravity_. On Instagram, I'm at _What'sGravity_. And you can find me on Facebook as Quiz, capital Q-U-I-Z. That's my artist page on Facebook right there.
Any shout outs?
I want to give a shout out to isthisnebraska.com. I want to give a shout out to Milk the Game for having me. A shout out to Mickey Fax. Another major shout out to Brianna Marine. I want to give a shout out to Braun 2 times. Money P. Let me give a shout out to Skate out there in California doing this thing, Skate Maloli. Bucky P. He doing some real big things. Kenny Bars is another one, somebody else doing some really big things. I want to give a shout out to my family and everybody at Region 6 showing love. So.
Right on. We appreciate you for blessing us with your presence. It's been real.
And anything, man. I appreciate y'all.
Snakes in that grass, boy, you better get some pesticide. I run a mile long tracks, don't sleep the best at night, but I never lose sleep, and I'm who they gon' question, right? They heard my name Quiz, wanna see what the test is like.